Hello Internet, welcome back to Phototherapy. This will be episode 7. Actually, this is going to wind up being video / phototherapy. I was testing out a new rig for the video department, but more on that later. It's been a few weeks since my last go around with this, so I'll just roll a few images, show you what I've been up to. I've really been into the abandoned Walking Dead aesthetic here lately. Yeah, this video is going to focus more on video and photo. I was tweaking my gimbal setup. I use the Weebill Lab, and I recently got a Smallrig handle that has a cold shoe mount on it, and then I have the Andycine monitor that's putting out power to the camera, so I have a dummy battery, and I think that'll be a pretty convenient little solution. The place I was at is called Old Red Mill outside of Albertville, Alabama, and it's got that aesthetic I'm looking for. This is a grave that's been put here. If I'm reading the dates right on it, I think this kid died when he was 14, back in 2013. So just trying a few different slides. But that's pretty much every shot here. It was just a slide from camera left to camera right. So I do a few different angles of this here. I really do need to get more finessed with my gimbaling, because that's kind of all I do is either a slide or a push in or a pull back or something like that, which I guess that's really all I personally want a gimbal to do. It's just help me with movement, and being the budget on the low budget end of things, I can't really afford a slider, dolly and all that kind of stuff, so gimbal has to just wear many hats. All of the video is shot with the 18-55 quote unquote kit lens. I shot in Eterna with the saturation, the shadows and the highlights all turned down to give it almost a log appearance. I found that works best. Even with the 10-bit color, I still don't want to try to push an internal codec super hard in post. I know a lot of people like to, but that's just not my thing. I guess I could get something to shoot ProRes, but I don't know. I found the video footage easily gradable, and you know, if it's anyone's fault, it would be mine. I can't blame the color profile I was in or the bit rates or anything. The Fuji X-T3 is, in my opinion, the best hybrid camera you can buy. Even with the X-T4, I would still argue the X-T3, especially for cost now or coming up when it gets knocked down. I think IBIS is a little overrated. I said it. But yeah, this stream was going pretty good. It's been raining around here a lot, flooding in a lot of places. This is where I was testing my cojones, hanging my camera over the water. I felt kind of cheated on this day because when I was driving here, it was like the butt crack of dawn. Like, the sun hadn't come up yet. And when I got here, it got completely overcast. There's that little bit of sunlight you can see right there, but that was it. Here, I'm just trying to have a little foreground element. I was finding myself with this zoom lens, I was really liking two different focal lengths. And that was the 18, the widest, and the 35. I feel like that should tell me something. I know the easy answer is just to get the Sigma 18 to 35, but it's just too front heavy, especially for my little gimbal, so the gimbal would be out of the question if I got that lens. So I don't know, I'm thinking more like maybe the SLR Magic Micro Primes. I was manual focusing a lot of this day. You can tell on the screen there with the focus peaking. But I was really enjoying manual focus with this setup. Most of the time I just try to rely on the camera's autofocus, but I don't know if I'm just maturing or what with video, but I'm really becoming a fan of manual focus. I'm shooting all this video for a buddy of mine. He's wanting to attempt a soundtrack, like an ambient score kind of deal. So I'm just trying to get a bunch of random shots. And I've already got a few that while I was not making these episodes, I was busy filming that I'm pretty excited about. But if anyone that's listening knows any cool abandoned places around Alabama, shoot them my way. Unless you're too sketchy, of course, because I'm kind of a wimp. But I've really, really been digging the abandoned kind of deal. I'll come back through here a little bit later on and do the photo end of everything. And something about this area right here, I just felt like it worked really well. The bridge and the ridge railing and seeing nature out that way kind of just seemed like a good symbolism for freedom outside of society or something. I had never shot meaningfully with a monitor before this, but now I just don't feel like I could ever go back. Like, you can frame so much better, and you don't have to try to look at a little bitty LCD screen with the gimbal, so you can hold the camera in a whole lot more interesting ways. It just really, really worked for me. Of course, all of this is ungraded, but at the end of the video there will be a little edit for anyone wanting to see what my grading looks like. This profile I'm in really doesn't need a whole lot, and that's the best part about it. Is, I mean, change the contrast, saturation a lot if you want to, and you're pretty much ready to go. Alright, so here we are onto the photo end of things. I'm actually going to grab my camera here and try to tell you what I'm shooting in. This is my first video where I do not do any editing to the pictures. So I am shooting, hold on, I am shooting classic chrome with a strong grain, weak color chrome, auto white balance, highlights at +1, shadows at +2, sharpness at +2, but for the future I'm probably going to change that down to -2 or -3, just over sharpened, and then -4 noise reduction. My white balance shift is red 3, blue -4. Now if you don't shoot Fujifilm, that makes no sense to you. But if you do shoot Fuji, I really recommend trying that one out. Playing around with the meter, I was hitting mostly around the -0.7 up to +1. That was where I was kind of keeping my exposure, and I felt like it worked pretty well. I really like that shot right there. I'm still testing out the 23mm for photography. It's growing on me pretty well. I really like that focal length, especially in photography. Just testing out the close focus right there. All of these are with the 23 1.4 from here on out. It really is a very versatile focal length. I really like how this composition kind of cuts you away from the red mill, like it tells you not to go there. Probably defies a few photography rules, but I like it. I like the composition. Now all of these, all I did to them was cropped. There was no touching of the colors or anything. Again, really going for that Walking Dead kind of aesthetic. Desaturated, high contrast that you see in their promo photos. A little bit of grain to them. I wouldn't be me if I didn't try to do a frame within a frame. So there's that. I think there's a few more of those actually. I think I'm about to go do the exact same thing over here. My jacket really gets in the way. Can't really see a whole lot. It was cold. Now there's the easy shot right there, is just to take a shot of the lake, so, you know, leaning down a little bit and trying to use some foreground elements, I just feel like makes a nicer composition. And I really like, again, how the bridge railing, you know, kind of shows freedom outside of society. I don't know. I feel like that's what that says. I'm not deep enough for that though. I'm coming over here, these little red berries kind of just caught my eye. You can't really see because the jacket, but I promise there are red berries there. Spring is right on its way, so everything's starting to bloom again. Thank God. There's a few different ways I used it. I threw one of its branches in front of it there. This was right down on the bank. Tried a few different ways with that. Again, nothing to write home about, but I really like the JPEGs coming out of this camera. I always have. They're really, really good. Right here, I was trying to get a leading line up to the mill. I never really got what I wanted, but that is what I ended up with. I wanted that branch to be more of like a leading into that, but can't always get what you want, I guess. A little bit of rebar sitting out here. I don't know what this was attached to, but I feel like rebar is always kind of edgy. Now I'm about to go kind of rapid fire with these photos because I kind of felt myself not really paying attention to my composition anymore. I was just kind of snapping rapidly, so usually when that happens it's time to wrap it up because you're kind of getting lazy. So that was it. That was Old Red Mill. I am currently on the lookout for more abandoned places. And I'm on the lookout for maybe getting some cine lens and putting some gears on putting a motor on my gimbal and seeing how that goes. We'll see. But anyway, I'm done. Hope everybody's doing well. Life is good. See you on the next one.